Welcome back to my channel. This week we're going to do a little something different. So we're going to just jump right into it. And we're going to start out using the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. We're going to start by putting just a little bit on our fingers and then rubbing it into our eyelids. That way it kind of gets everywhere from the lash line all the way up to the brow bone where your eyebrows start. So we want to make sure we get all parts of our eyelids covered. That is super important when we're putting on an eyeshadow primer, and the reason why we're doing this is to have longevity in the wear of our eyeshadows. That way this look can actually last us the entire night or the entire day, whatever you prefer. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take Temptu number 1, it's colorless powder, and it's translucent powder, and we're just going to take a clean fluffy brush and we're going to press in the powder to set the eyeshadow primer. That way it's keeping it sealed in, and that way it lasts. And it's kind of, the primer is a little bit sticky, I should say, so it's not good at blending if it's not dried all the way. So the powder helps to dry that out and to kind of give you a clean, smooth slate. So it kind of also absorbs the oils that come with your eyelids as well as the primer. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go in with the color Frisk. And this is from the Naked 2 Urban Decay Basics palette. And what we're going to do is we're going to go into our crease color lines, which means we're going to go from the corners of our eye all the way into about center. Not too far over, but if you want to go a little bit over, you can absolutely do that. But we're going to go in with that color, brush it in, and make more of a C pattern on the top. We're not going to touch the middle part of our eyelids, and we're not going to go too drawn out, but we are going to kind of go a little bit extended past the ends of our lashes and the end of our eye. So once we get that color down, we're going to take a big fluffy brush, and it's going to be clean, and we're going to blend out that line. That way it's a smooth transition within colors and it's not too stark of a line. I'm going to go in the color, the same palette, we're going to go in the color Primal. And what we're going to do is we're going to go just, not exactly the same spots that we put in Frisk, but we are going to go in a little bit into a V shape at the corners of our eye to darken up as in our smoky eye, and that's what that is going to be. So we're going to put that color in, make sure that it's nice and pigmented, and we're going to bring it a little bit into our lash line, just a tiny bit, but we're not touching our actual lid. So that's where we're going to have the transition. And again, we're going to take the same clean fluffy brush that we used to blend out Frisk, and we're going to blend out now these colors and then blend them in together. Again, we're doing this so we have more of a nice and even blended line and nothing too harsh. So then I'm going to go in with Expresso, which is from the Lorac Pro palette, the first one. And we're just going to put in just a tiny bit just to make it pop just a little bit more so we get that darkness that we want and that we need. And I also kind of dipped it a little bit in the color next to it, which is called Sable, and that way it's still in the cool tones of the shadows that we're using today. And then we're gonna again blend that out and make sure that everything is nice and even. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to go into Lorac Pro Edition 2 palette, and this is the gray palette. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the color Beige, and we're going to follow in the bottom line of our eyebrows, and this is going to be our highlight. So the colors that we used today were matte, but I did want to do the highlight more of a shimmer color, so that way the colors pop, and so do my eyes just a little bit more. It's just a little bit more of a tactic. So then after that, I'm going to take the clean fluffy brush that I've been using the entire time and just follow in and blend those lines out and make sure that the highlight and the grays that I'm using is blended in together. So now I'm going to go into my Lorac Pro Edition 1 palette, and I'm going to use the color Cream. This is going to be for my lid color, and this is going to definitely help everything to pop a lot more. So what we're going to do is we're going to press it into our lid, and we're going to just press it into the actual lid to where it actually creases. So we're not going anywhere else except for our eyelids, I should say. So we're gonna press in the color. I kind of am doing a couple layers of it. That way the color is pretty strong. I don't want it to be too strong, but I do want it to be pretty pigmented that you can see it. So once I get the right amount of pigment in there, I am going to take, again, the same fluffy brush to blend. I'm going to blend out the lines between the creams and then the gray colors that I have. Next, I'm going to go in with Black Diamond, and we're just going to do a little extension coating with the Black Diamond. Pretty simple, pretty easy. And that is going to be a substitute for mascara for my eyelash extensions. Next is winged liner. I'm super excited about winged liner always. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take a black gel liner and I'm gonna take an angled brush and I'm gonna start by making the lines of my wing out first. Now I do this just because I like to make sure that everything is even, so when I'm looking at myself in the mirror and I look at my eyeliner, it's even, it's symmetrical, and it's exactly the same on each side. Well, sometimes the same. We all know how that works. So then what I'm gonna do is once I make the lines, we're going to then connect it. We're gonna connect it to the eyelid starting about midway from the line and then working our way forward into our lash line. And then you build on with how thick you'd like to go from there. It's kind of the easier way for me to do it. That way I'm not messing up any of my eyeshadow that I just worked so hard on. I'm gonna go in and I'm going to use the HD Mattifying Foundation from ELF. I'm gonna use the color Sand, and I'm just gonna kind of make just a little bit of a rounded out circle and pull it up all the way up until my temple to give it a natural highlight. I'm gonna blend that in, and then after that I am actually gonna go in again with an ELF Highlight and Conceal highlighter, and I'm going to just do a little bit of warrior dots and give myself a couple dots to brighten up just a tiny bit. Then I'm gonna blend it into the foundation that I'm using as a concealer instead. So I'm kind of just substituting a foundation for a concealer and then using another concealer on top of that to give it a little bit of brightness. Then I'm gonna go in with the Kryloan Colorless powder, and I'm going to just set in my concealer, that way nothing is creasing under my eyes. Then after that I'm gonna go in with the Kryloan Anti-Shine Dark powder, and I'm going to just go over my entire face with the powder to make sure that my face has a matte finish. Even though I used the colorless powder to do it, I'm still gonna go over it with the dark colored powder just because I want everything to be kind of even, and even though highlights are great, I still want that nice even tone. So then I'm gonna go in with my Too Faced matte bronzer, and I'm going to put it in the areas that I need bronzing. And it's kind of more of my type of contouring, it's just with powder instead of cream. So I'm gonna make my little fishy face, I'm gonna do the hollows of my cheeks, foreheads, temples, go into my jawline, kind of brush it in, and now this is completely matte. So then after that, I'm gonna go in with Wet n Wild Starlight Bronze, and I'm gonna put it in exactly the same areas I did the matte bronzer. And this is going to be more of the highlight of the bronzer. And I'm not using blush in this tutorial, so I am just using that bronzer to be my blush, and I'm just gonna go into the apples of my cheeks, blend it out just a little bit. Then after that, what I did is I am highlighting myself with the Makeup Forever Compact Shine On in the color Flesh. And I'm gonna go in and use this highlight on the temples of my cheekbones, I should say, as well as the bridge of my nose, Cupid's bow, a little bit of the chin, and just for a nice natural highlight, nothing too extravagant or crazy. So then I'm gonna go in with the IT Cosmetics Hello Lashes Mascara, and I'm just gonna lightly brush over the bottom of my lashes. That way I get a nice even tone on my lashes and they kind of balance out with my extensions. One of the last things I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the MAC Lip Liner Deversh Lip Pencil. I don't know if I said that right, so I'll link it down below for you guys so you guys can see what it says. And so I'm going to outline my lips. I'm not overdrawing, I'm not doing anything special. I'm just outlining what I already have and amplifying the lips that I do have. After that, I'm gonna go in with MAC Satin Amorous A25 lipstick, and I'm going to just fill in my lips and not touch the lip liner. So just however you would like to put on lipstick, just go ahead and do that. It's definitely more of a pigmented color, and I really like this one. And it kind of helps with the neutral eye and the bold lip. So it's really, really great for like wintertime going out. You know, I actually wore this out after I filmed this video, and it was really fun because I thought it was spectacular. And there you have it. There's your all matte makeup tutorial and your bold lip. I hope you guys enjoyed it just as much as I enjoyed showing it for you guys. So please, if you do recreate this look, hashtag RaemieMakeup or IDoHairandMakeupArtistry. That way we can see all your inspos on there and out in the world, and we can maybe share you guys or something. That's cool. But until next week, I will see you then.